Well, hello. Good morning. Nearly goofed. Started recording and forgot that my mic was off. Went and got the coffee and had a conversation here lately about divine law. Fun stuff. What does that mean? Personally, I just take it as our Father gave us commandments. Things not to do. Such as don't go murder, raping, pillaging, all willy-nilly. That's a commandment. He gave us 10. Not hard. You should memorize them. Because if you do that, then typically you'll also be on the right side of the human law. But law, what is it? How do you get it? I'm not the best at that part. I know, bits and pieces of the Bible, but if you've ever read it, you might notice it's a little hard to. There's like the words, but then there's meaning and wisdom within the words. It gets really complicated. I think a Sufi once said that every holy text has 4 levels of understanding. To get through. Basically, you can just take that as philosophy. Philosophy is the same way. Like, you have to kind of relearn how to pick apart and digest and analyze the information being presented. Like Nietzsche, most people confuse or take Nietzsche to places that he wasn't really going. For context, he was a student of, or not necessarily a student, but he studied Emerson, Ralph Waldo type, which was a transcendentalist and really important work. So if you haven't read any philosophy and you want to get into that, Emerson is a great place to start. He was a minister, and his essays are a pleasure to read. You can't go wrong reading Emerson. And full disclosure, Poe did not like Emerson. Thought that Emerson had his head in the clouds and that life was dark and tragic. And I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, there are those aspects to life. Life is both. And then you start getting into perception and manifestation and all that stuff. It begins to make sense after a while. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. It's all in how you look at it. And then that gets into lessons, divine lessons. Father don't really play around when it comes to learning stuff. And typically to learn and grow, it's gonna suck. As Bear Independent would say, he's gonna thwack that pecker. Which brings me back to the divine law. Divine law is in the scriptures. Read it. And I mean, you got the commandments. Start there. And then everything else in the Bible kind of goes around that. Examples and way to live and, pretty good stuff. But divine law. I came across Bear, a friend of mine that I served with, sent some videos to me. He breaks down the prophets and the books and the scriptures. Very knowledgeable, and he's not gonna bullshit you either. He's gonna tell you how it is. Some truths are uncomfortable, some truths are hard to swallow, but that's just the nature of truth. So before you start getting into magic and manifestation and all that stuff, learn the law, because then you will know if what you're doing is good or not. I will put a link in the description for Bear. Pretty cool dude. I do not know him. I did volunteer. I'm waiting to hear back. Let's see. But he also gets into preparedness. That's one of the things. He's like, just being a Christian and reading the Bible is not enough to be Christian. Father calls us to do works. What your work is, or all of that, that's, I don't know. That's something you're going to have to figure out. But along the way, check out Bear stuff. He talks about preparedness, training, both physically and weapon training, because the world is a kind of chaotic place right now. And there are people out there who do not care about you or your human rights or what you think, and they will impose their will upon you. And it is your responsibility to not let that happen. And so he can square you away with various things, because a lot of people have anxiety. It happens. But some of that anxiety is knowing that there are situations that you could find yourself in, and you do not have the requisite skills or abilities to get yourself out of it. So, you got to train. And part of that is just trying to figure out where you need to begin. Probably doing some push-ups and some sit-ups and stuff in your front room would be pretty good. And some squats. Don't forget leg day. I mean, that's how you ambulate, through the physical world. Man. But a lot of that anxiety would go away. Like, once you get the confidence of your skill. Perhaps, like, I don't know, you use a chainsaw and cut up some trees, which do not operate unless you know what you're doing. But there's plenty of videos, and preferably it would be good for a person. I mean, you could ask, I'm sure other people know how to run a chainsaw or whatever. But it can be dangerous. You can lop your leg off. And that's not cool. But anyway, it's mostly just about, study that. And then you can start getting into other spiritual beings. He would probably disagree with me on that one. But I walk a little bit of a different path. But it can be dangerous when you start opening yourself up to Father. Like, the world kind of gets a little squirrely. But, you're safe. Like, Jesus will, pray. He will give you signs. And that's something else that you might want to look into, is signs and symbolism, because that's how Spirit communicates with us. It could be, and that's breaking that down to something practical. It's not some woozy bougie. Isn't it? You'll know. And the way you'll know is you're just bebopping along, doing your thing. Maybe you prayed about something, maybe didn't. Maybe you just had a thought, which is in itself prayer. And then maybe a song comes on that catches your attention, and it really catches your attention. You're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Investigate it. Like, listen to the song. What are the lyrics? What's trying to be said to you? It could be a book that you're reading. A scene could pop out. Could be it's just something that really catches your attention, and you're like, oh wow, cool, let me look at that. So yeah, and interpreting that, that gets a little something. But Father will speak to you. Maybe not like a regular conversation where you hear words that go in your ear, but it could just be a resonance with other things. Like, oh, that's really cool, I want to check that out. And fuck, what was that? I was going someplace with that. Resonance, sound, symbols, speak to you, prayer. Anyway, well, that would lead you to something else. for example, something that occurs to me is like TV shows will. I'll catch something in TV shows all the time. The last one that really had a huge impact was One Piece, the anime. I watched the live version, didn't even know it was an anime. I was like, this is silly, and I watched it. I was like, that's pretty cool. But the storylines and the arcs and the lessons that it tries to teach is fantastic. It is a really good story. I mean, it's goofy and stuff, but it's a really good story about friendship, overcoming adversity. So don't limit yourself just because it's a dumb anime. I don't like that. What would I learn from that? Yeah, you could take that approach, but you're just limiting yourself. Don't put constraints on how Father's going to communicate with you. It comes in weird in various ways, but you do know it because it's a good thing. It's not like you get the impression to go, I'm gonna go murder this person. Yeah, that's not. No, Father's not gonna ask you to one do anything that violates the his commandments. I mean, that's the rules that he made, so he's not gonna do that. And there are spirits or energies out there who will trick you and try to get you to do some fucked up shit. That's just part of it. If you feel like, I don't know, something's fucking with your mind or whatever, certainly pray. If you feel like it's a medical thing, go see a professional. There are counselors and shit out there. If you feel like you're getting a little crazy, certainly take some vitamin D. Vitamins and minerals have a huge impact on the brain. And seeing how our food sources provide no nutritional value whatsoever, you're going to need to take supplements. Vitamin D was really the most important one that I started taking. And then your magnesium, zinc, that's pretty important. So, I mean, just starting with those. Liquid form's the best. Then the soft caps. And then the hard ones are, I think you only digest a certain percentage of it. Something like that. I don't know. Get your protein, drink your water. Doing simple things like that should make you feel a little bit better. But, the signs and symbol, pray and it will be answered. Maybe not right then, maybe a couple days, maybe a week. But whatever happens, you're like, it will catch your attention. And then you'll think, I was just thinking about that not so long ago. And there you go. There's your answer. That's how that works. But I'm not going to ramble too much on here. As you can see, it's still figuring out what to do. I just really wanted to talk about law and send anyone who wanted to know more from a more knowledgeable person. I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. But I think that's it. I think that's everything on. I'll just have some notes, things to talk about. But anywho, it's been fun. Keep investigating existence. You'll find your way. As I continue to do these, we'll kind of focus in and get to, I don't know, maybe start making some headway. But until then, enjoy yourself. Have more fun. Don't do any dumb stuff, as my nephews would say. And try not to take life so serious. Father, he's fucking funny. Some of his jokes aren't that fun to us, being a soul in this body and in this world where physical shit happens. But they probably think it's hilarious because they know the truth. They know that You know, death isn't the end. We'll probably like come back in another life, another body, and we forget again. Tabula rasa. I think that was on the blank slate. Who was that? Was that Descartes? No, maybe Locke. Oh, maybe Descartes. One of them fuckers. But yeah, I mean, we don't know, because if we knew, kind of a good example for this, especially, is to The Good Place. I thought that they did it kind of well, and like learning lessons and like making them forget and things like that. But it's just a fun show anyway. But yeah. So that whole YOLO shit don't, because that just basically tempts you and lures you into doing dumb shit that you're gonna have to pay for the rest of your life. Like the kid doing the prank and got himself shot. I mean, you want to fuck with people, like, there are consequences. I mean, it's sad, but true. Metallica song. Anywho, so don't put so much pressure on yourself. Like, you'll figure it out. Sometimes things take time. And work, proving your skills. But that feeling, that rush that you have to get it done right now, get everything done, have to have it all figured out, just take a breath. Most of that is just our culture and society pushing that. So you'll fucking work all the time, make money, and buy shit you don't need, and then just continue on a perpetual cycle of working to make money to buy stuff you don't need. No, you don't need to do that. Just calm down, take a breath. It will be okay. You have all the time that you need to do whatever it is that you want to do. Sometimes it takes work. Sometimes it takes a lot of work. It may take a while. I think I was watching a Nick Koumalatsos video, and he was talking a book that he got is Where Would You See Yourself in 5 Years? I haven't read it, but it works with him. Like, plan things out. Take baby steps. The process does work. The easiest way to understand the process is to get on a physical journey and lift weights, do push-ups, take a martial arts class. I prefer those. Get the body moving, but then you will lay it down in such a way that you'll see, like, okay, I need to memorize this, learn this, and just the steps to it. Like, it's very simple. It may not be that easy, especially if you've never done physical stuff before. If you got injuries, that's a bitch to like heal through and then get back into the swing of things. Adversity will come at you hard, especially when you're trying to make change and get where you want to be. Another one is a craft. Studying a craft, whether it's brewing, carpentry, woodworking, anything that takes basically nothing, or like various things, and then you do some stuff and then it turns into something. It's all about process, time, and then you get to see the correlation between time and effort and energy and how that is all used. And you kind of see, like, energy. A lot of spiritualists talk about energy and the energy of this, the vibe of that. What the fuck does that even mean? Just how you feel about stuff. It's like, if you're feeling drained, that would probably be low energy chakra area. And then if you're feeling really great, it's like the higher ones. It gets complicated. Not really, but kind of. Learning it is one thing, putting it into practice and embodying it is something completely different. Studied theory for a long time, hanging out in the mind, and I just like the feminine energy, infinite potential theory, the mind, and then the physical is the masculine energies. Go and check that out if you don't know. I guess I could do a video on that too. Something else. Anywho, but yeah, the physical world, like, take care of your body, work out a little bit, makes the physical demands of life a little bit easier to maneuver. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with that. Mind. Yeah, doing stuff in the physical world, it can be challenging. Not even just talking about like ruck marches or runs, but if you're putting in a window, one, it's a physical window. It's fucking heavy, and then you gotta like take another one, like beat up stuff and cut shit and like pull it out and put it in. It's physically draining, and doing some push-ups and squats and shit, going for walks, however you want to do it, it helps with that. It helps with the physical burdens. The same thing with the mind. Analyze some philosophy texts for a couple hours, and then you will feel drained. It will be completely like your body's like, I want to do something, but your mind's like, nope, I'm just turn on the TV. I'm just gonna fucking cash out. And the spirit's just how you feel about stuff. I mean, a little deeper than that, but for a general discussion right now, that'll work. Anywho, y'all have fun. Remember to, a friend of mine said to make sure put the links that I talk about in there. I'll put a link in for Koumalatsos' video. It was his last one. Well, I mean, not his last one, but he was going to transition to something else. But anyway, I'll put that in there. He talks about what the fuck was it? Where you see yourself in 5 years. Put a link in for Bear. Very good. So, until the next time, cheers.